funny thing about this video is I allowed one of my coworkers to see. He looked at it and said, I said, hey, what would you say would come next? He said, well, I would love to see the windshield and then finally the interior. And I think that video will be complete. And I said, what if I told you that this was a video about watches? He said, oh, really? I said, yeah. And let's get started.
This is so dope, a man with a watch looking like he broke the bank, but he promised me he's not. He said he got started from his wife and a pop's watch, face so fat the band had stretch marks. It shines so bright that you can see it from Mars. Man, he blinded me reflecting headlights from the cars. He's got to be a rapper, baller, or a movie star, but nah, he's too humble to be all of the above. So he said my name is Trap, cause you be.
Okay, family, we doing something different today, man. It's your boy Trap Vision 3D. Welcome to the lifestyle. And I got you guys at work with me today, right? So hope your hearts is ready for it, man, because these reviews are on 3 watches that are inspired by the high performance, by racing excellence, man. All right, family. Boom. That's where the magic happens, man. So this is one of our showroom vehicles, man, that I get to show and train on. And, you know, there's a lot of training when it comes to these things, man. But the most important part about this vehicle is not the vehicle itself, but what's in the back of this vehicle. Let's go ahead, hit the button. Oh, what do we have here? Yes, sir. So today's episode is going to be a lot different than anything else, man. Now, you may not see me after this episode, man, because I had to finesse one of the watches in here because it don't belong to me. It belongs to my wife. Now, I want to start with one watch that I purchased nearly 3 years ago. And just found out today, this morning, when I grabbed it, because I knew I was going to talk about it. The battery died. I think it had to have died like either yesterday or the day before, because I knew I was going to do it. I looked at it. You always got to make sure the date. Got to make sure the date's right, because Vic is watching. But this is my S1 Rally right here. Y'all remember yesterday when I said that when you purchase watches, when I used to sell watches, the biggest thing was people always looked at the image. The very image. They didn't care about the movement. They didn't care about anything else. They wanted to know, one, the price that you see on there. Okay, they see $300-400. They're like, all right, that may be out my price range, but I know that's a good watch. But do they really know it's a good watch or not? This one did not cost as much. I paid maybe 120 bucks for this watch. It's been so long. I want to say it was about 120, maybe 129. But the one thing that got me up from this entire watch, where I rate this so high in my collection, was that right there. I saw this that has like a retro vibe to it, man. Like, look at that, man. Looking at an old school dashboard or something like that, man. It's vintage. I mean, this should have been called a vintage S1, man, because this thing is beautiful. And then the racing treads, the tire treads that's on there, pretty nice, right? And then you see the build on it. This thing, you can't really beat that, man. This is crazy. This thing is on a whole different level. And I hope you're watching, Invicta Ryan, or anybody over there in Invicta. We need this watch back. Y'all need to bring this back on some other colorways. Yeah. But this thing has, let me see, 100 meters water resistance. I'll show you the case back. Now, let me go get seated. Let me go chill for a second, man, because we have a meeting here in just a second, and I'll get this thing measured and weighed out for you. Quick intermission, right? So we had to go to a meeting, but I'm walking through our service department, right? And bruh, customer brings the car in today. I don't know what they're doing to it, but if this don't inspire you as far as racing and just complete muscle, man, I don't know what will. This sucker right here is ridiculous, man. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Woo. Oh man, I had to give you a quick look because I'm in the middle of helping a customer. So I just had to take that small intermission break, man, because that car, God. All right, let's jump back into the family. So check this out. I'm back after that small commercial break. That was a nice Camaro, by the way. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time. I see today is jumping. Everybody's in here. They buying cars. Families are being just satisfied with all these new vehicles, man. It's crazy, man. It's a beautiful thing, though. It's a beautiful thing seeing people with their first cars, people like trading in like a car they bought in '91, just trading it in and getting into something new, man. It's crazy. People walking out of here with smile, or driving out of here, smiling ear to ear. So that, I mean, I couldn't have picked a better day. So we selling cars and we talking about watches that's inspired by cars, pretty much. So where I left off at, and I believe I was talking about what drew me to this watch, was really that right there. When I saw this across the screen, that old school tire look and that retro looking dial that you got on there, you got the date complication. Now this watch, when I found out, like I said, battery died. So I got work to do once I get home. But if you can land one of these, it has a VD movement in it. Here, let me do this real quick. I brought calipers with me to work. Ah, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. So let's do this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go from the B button to the 10 o'clock, include that one. You at 52.5. But if I just do it just in case, you at 48.3. The thickness on this thing, and the crystal sits up just a tad bit, but it says 16.8. And the lug thickness, 33.3. And across the lug, see how big this thing is, 60 millimeters even. The weight on this, just to put it in perspective, I got it in grams. It's 146 grams. 147, it was 146.9. Here, let me put you in ounces, baby. 5.1 ounces, not that heavy of a watch. I do that just for, perspective. I know some people like to, want to know the size and weight and stuff like that. Some people, just off the image, I call this a perfect watch. It's soft, it's comfortable, silicone strap, water resistancy to 100 meters, so you can go swimming in this thing if you can get your hands on it. If you can find it, grab it. And I'm going to move on to the next watch, which is my wife's watch. Now, please forgive me because I left the information to these watches downstairs. I'm blind as, I ain't going to say blind as a bat, but I'm vision challenged right now. So I can't see the model number on the back of this without my phone. So what I'll do is I'll drop everything at the bottom, at the end of this video. You'll see the descriptions to these. But I can't give you the measurement. Let me give you the measurement first before I even talk about this watch, or while I talk about it. Let's see. And I'm including the B button. So it's 53 even with the button. But the case diameter is 50 millimeter. Okay, and thickness with the crystal, 14.2. This has a flame fusion crystal. I'm sorry, this one does too. Both of these have flame fusion crystals. This one has a Swiss movement in it though. It is a Ronda Z50. And I haven't checked it to see how much time it, like the deviation time and stuff like that. But I got a moderator that knows how to do that, man. Again, John the phone guy, man. John, thank you so much, man. Like, you've been blessing me, really helping me out with, putting the numbers and stuff down there. But this one has calf skin leather, but this is what attracted my wife when she saw the dial. Look at that aubergine type of color going on right there in the blue. And this is an S1. It's a sport. And you can't tell, maybe you can right there. You see the carbon fiber on the dial, but then you have, so right here at the A button, traction lapse time, but it looks like a dashboard. And then of course you got the racing stripes going through. Overall, man, like, I would get this watch. I would have bought it for myself. I liked it, but my wife loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, anything she liked, and she was never a watch collector, ever. I still got watches that I used to buy her for her birthday that she never thought about. And this, you see how big the timepiece, I just measured it out for you. She don't mind wearing it. She throw that thing on the wrist, boom, that's what it looks like on the wrist. But don't do me any justice because it's not my watch, which I'll probably die for later. And last but not least, y'all, oh, where are my manners? I didn't measure this thing. Ladies, let me balance you back out. So that watch in ounces, 4.3 ounces on this watch. All right, now, last but not least, before I go back to work, I have the S1. This is a TONNEAU shape, right? So I get to measure this thing in a couple spots, man. But, of course, the thing that attracted me to it was the shape, of course. The only thing, now, I didn't care for the mineral crystal, but I'll take it. I'll take it because the watch is, I like the watch, man. It's comfortable. It's balanced, even though, you know, with the leather and everything. And don't this, man, to me, like a leather jacket, man, like on a motorcycle or something like that. I said that before, man. I think this is like a motorcycle watch for me. You know what I'm saying? Like MotoGP. It looks sleek, man. It's a beautiful watch, man. And I highly rate this watch. And I believe you can still find these here and there. You may be able to find this on Amazon. I'm not sure. Here, before I measure it, let me see how heavy this bad boy is. In ounces, looking at 6.5 ounces. All right. So, like I said, I get to measure this thing in a couple spots. So, the TONNEAU shape, you see how it's small up here, it bows out, and then comes back. So, let me measure at the top here. The very top, you got 40.2. East to West Coast on the case, you have 45.3. With the crown, you're looking at 52.3. Thickness, 17.4. Now, you know what? I would like to, of course, measure it across, just across, like how you would normally do it. And without the B button involved,
Ryan, 450 available, please.
all case, you're looking at 53.8. And I'll do across the lugs. With the lugs, 34.4. This one has a Z60 in it. And the only, like I said, the only downside to this watch for me was just the mineral crystal. I wish it had the flame fusion crystal. Oh, flame fusion. Let me explain it real quick. There's, like, when you're talking about jewelry, the Moore scale is basically how they rate gemstones and stuff like that. So the glass or the crystal that you put in there, sapphire is like the hardest, you know, it's the hardest crystal that you can get put in a watch. The only thing that can really like cut through that is a diamond, right? Nothing below that scale. So with the flame fusion crystal, it gives it, you know, both properties, scratch resistancy and impact resistancy, which puts it at around 7.5 to 8, somewhere around there. But you look up the Moore scale, and it can tell you more information on that one. But as far as anything else, y'all, again, these are watches that not only are they cool to wear, but if you are an Invicta collector and you are wanting to join, it don't matter which club you join in Facebook, but I know that Invicta 757, which this is powered by, they are doing a watch expo for all the collectors, you know what I'm saying? Or as many collectors that want to sign up. So if you want to just join and look at it, kick around just to peek in and see, cool. But we are having an expo for people, and these are things that you will see. Here, I'll give you a recap. So you can see the watches that I covered in this episode while I'm at work. Shout out to Ray Skillman Chevrolet. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, hopefully you like this series. Hopefully you like the way, you know what I'm saying, the setup today. I want to do a little more, but hey, I literally have to go back downstairs because we still got daylight left, man. And I'm just trying to put a smile on the customer's face today. So family, until the next lightning strike, which will be tomorrow, y'all come back tomorrow because I got a special guest that's going to call in. They calling in like it's Shop HQ, you know what I'm saying, Power Play Sundays. I got a special guest, man. So y'all come back, y'all see who's gonna be on, and we gonna go from there. You feel what I'm saying? Family, man, y'all know I care about y'all, man. I want you guys to be safe, whatever you doing, you know what I'm saying? Be kind to each other, man. Until the next time, till the next lightning strike, family, you guys be blessed.